Landscape in acrylics. I will be working from some pictures of my local area in Cambridgeshire. I have a very loose step-by-step guide here, and I like to use orange or those kind of colours as an underpainting. As an art teacher, I always tell people to do an underpainting because it absolutely gives you more depth of colour. So let's just refer back to the picture, thinking about horizon line where the land meets the sky. This picture is mainly kind of broken down into 70% sky and then 30% land at the bottom. In a very gestural manner, very loosely, you're going to start to draw out the image. Next step is to put in some brown acrylic. This is to help with some tonal value. So now I'm looking for and observing the darkest tonal areas, such as the tree, the pathway, the hedgerow, and the patch of grass. The idea here is to let it all dry, and then I'll work with lighter colours on top. And of course, the beauty of working with acrylics is that they dry really very quickly. So when creating a landscape, I always think about working back to front and dark to light. I would do this with acrylics and oils. Sometimes you may wish to use a touch of water on your brush to help the acrylic paint flow, but ultimately you don't really need to use any water with acrylics. This particular green that I'm using appears to be quite synthetic, not really a natural looking green, but that's easily remedied, and here I'm adding in some blue and brown. Some of the grassy areas that I'll be painting are often a lot lighter, almost a sort of lime green. So for that you can start with yellow and then add the green to that, and then of course add in blue and brown afterwards. Just experiment. Here I'm using broken brush marks to apply the green that I've made. So there's nothing to stop you from applying various tones of green onto a white canvas or indeed over the orange underpainting that we've already created. However, because I've popped down some brown first, you can now see that it's created a lot more depth of colour. Another reason why I like to use underpaintings, and in this case it's the orange, is because sometimes you might want to leave tiny elements of that orange showing through, and it just makes your work a bit more unique. So I'm now going to continue to apply all of that green that I've made in various areas, being really loose with it, and just continue to build up the colour. There's something really satisfying about working from your own photographs, or even better, setting up an easel and working on plein air. It's also really good and quite challenging to mix your own colours. So here I'm trying to mix an almost Naples yellow, but I don't have that to hand. So I'm working with a limited colour palette. And really that's just kind of experimenting. It doesn't have to be the exact colour, just something that shows that it's similar. And again, now I'm applying that Naples yellow all over the painting, just to show that light coming through. Working with acrylics is really exciting, and it doesn't matter if you go wrong. You can put a dark colour on top of a light and vice versa. The main idea is that you work with layers. So apply a colour, let it dry, and then apply another colour. Notice that I'm working quite fast here and quite patchy really. I love to just loosely put the colour on, and then with the tissue even, just blend it all in. Sometimes I might add a tiny touch of water with the tissue, just to let it all flow a bit better. So from here, the painting is going to come together quite quickly now. Notice that I'm using quite a wide brush, and I'd like the painting to be quite abstract and ethereal. So I'm just really gesturally applying colour all over the painting. I'm even putting in some of that blue colour back into the landscape below. With big areas, I would say that it's probably advisable to work fairly fast. Now, some of the blue is slightly dragging a little bit, which is fine if you want that dry brush stroke effect, but actually I want it slightly smoother. So I'm just applying a tiny dash of water to my blue. And as you can see, the sky is coming along nicely. The blue is blending a little bit better. So how do we show a more realistic looking tree? Because actually they're not just flat blocks of colour, they've got leaves on them, branches and sky showing through. All I do really is just pick up the same sky colour on my brush and just dot on tiny little dots of blue just to give the impression of the sky showing through. Okay, so we're nearly done and the painting is coming together now. And so I'm just adding in a little bit more white just to add a bit more drama and just smudging it all in, blending it in with a tiny bit of water on my tissue and just sweeping across the canvas. Part of the beauty of working with acrylics is, as I've previously mentioned, you work in layers and letting each layer dry. So that if I want to add in a new layer with, I suppose, more of a wet brush, it won't interfere with the layer underneath. Okay, so we're now looking at adding in dark colours because now that we've added in most of the painting, I'm now going back in and just kind of reinforcing those dark tones just to make them stand out a little bit more and to refine our picture. This is important because if, like me, you work in quite a fast gestural way, sometimes you can lose the definition. Acrylic paint is so versatile. It is water soluble and when dry, it's waterproof. Created in the 1950s, acrylic paint is known for its vibrant colours. Acrylic can be used on all different types of surfaces. You can apply it in many different ways, for example, adding a touch of water to mimic watercolour. Or you can apply it really thick, which is called impasto. So now I'll just continue to work onto the path area and focusing on refining those darker tones. So I would say that this image is pretty much done now, and I'm really pleased with the splashes of orange showing through, just that underpainting. It gives it a really dreamy feel. And then with an old pen, I'm just kind of working into the thicker areas. This is called sgraffito. I'm scratching away at the thicker paint, letting the underlayers show through. And there we have it. Give it a go.